All right, today we're diving into the fantasy romance, The Awakening of Fire and Forest. And this is a story that kicks off with what seems like a simple quest, save a life. But it quickly spirals into this incredible journey that completely redefines love, destiny, and, well, the balance between the mortal and the divine. So let's get right into it.
Okay, so right at the heart of this entire story is this ancient prophecy. You gotta picture it, carved into lava stone, hidden away in a magical forest. And it's been waiting for 1,000 years for three very specific souls to come along and kick the whole thing off. This isn't just some vague prediction, you guys. It's literally the blueprint for everything that's about to happen.
So who are these three souls, the key players in this prophecy? Well, to really get them, we've first got to understand the world they live in. We're talking about a place that's just steeped in ancient Hawaiian magic, where that line between our world and the world of the gods, it's beautiful, but it's also dangerously thin. So, the stage for our story? It's the Nahele Mana, the Forest of Power. And let me tell you, this is no ordinary forest. It's a place of just impossible beauty and ancient raw power. We're talking about a place where flowers gossip, trees literally sing, and the gods, they still walk there. This is a realm that doesn't care how strong you are. It's here to test your heart.
So first up, let's meet our hero, Ailani. He's a fisherman's son, and he's got the build of a warrior, but deep down, he's got the soul of a poet. His whole world, his entire universe revolves around just one person. And that love he has for her, it's so powerful, it's about to unlock something inside him he never, ever knew existed.
And that person Ailani's world revolves around? This is Alamea. She's the entire reason for his quest. She's basically the heart and soul of her village. But there's this mysterious illness, this curse, that's just draining the life right out of her. But here's the thing. She is not just a damsel in distress. Oh no, she's the catalyst for a chain of events that is going to change everything. And now, for the third and maybe the most mysterious piece of this whole prophecy. He is the god of balance. We're talking an immortal being who has literally spent thousands of years just watching humanity. But after all that time, he's grown lonely. And his fascination with one particular mortal, well, it's about to make him break every single rule he's ever lived by.
Okay, so we've met our three souls, and now the wheels of that prophecy start to turn. For Ailani, this quest to save her, it's not really a choice. It's more like a calling, something he just can't ignore. It's a destiny that is literally marked right there on his skin.
So here's the deal, right? Alamea is dying. The only thing that can save her is this mythical moonflower. The catch? It's hidden deep inside that forbidden forest that, no one has ever come back from. And just as Ailani decides he has to go anyway, this tattoo on his shoulder starts to glow, marking him as one of the chosen ones from the prophecy. Suddenly, he doesn't have a choice. He has to step into the complete unknown.
So Ailani walks into the forest, but the Nahele Mana, it couldn't care less about his fighting skills. Nope, this magical place wants to know what is truly in his heart, and it's got three very specific tests lined up just to find out.
Ailani's path is blocked by three major trials. Each one is designed to just strip away everything he thinks he knows and show what's really driving him. He's going to have to face the waterfall of truth, the guardian of pearl, and then the big one, the chamber of choice.
So, this first trial, the waterfall of truth, it forces Ailani to look at all the possible futures. And he sees one where, he and Alamea grow old together, but he's lost a part of himself along the way. So he makes this absolutely heartbreaking choice. He chooses the future where they are both their best whole selves, even if it means they're not together. He proves his love is for her, not just his idea of being with her.
Now this second trial, I find this so fascinating. The Guardian of Pearl gives this incredible definition of what a pure heart is. It's not about being perfect or having no flaws. Nope. A pure heart is one that's brave enough to look its own flaws in the eye, to accept both the good and the bad, the light and the shadow, and to just keep trying to be better. Ailani passes this test simply by accepting his whole imperfect self.
Okay, so he's proven his love is selfless. He's proven his heart is sincere. Now Ailani faces the final trial. And this is where the entire story just pivots. It goes from a straightforward rescue mission to something so much more complex. And honestly, emotionally devastating. This is the game changer. Right before he faces that final trial, the god finally reveals himself, and he makes this absolutely stunning confession.
He basically says, I have been watching your fierce, messy, mortal love, and it's woken something up in me. Jealousy, longing. All of a sudden, the stakes aren't just about saving Alamea anymore. Now it's about the heart of an actual god. And this really boils the whole story down to one central question, right? What even is true love? Is it about possession, about holding on tight and getting that life you always planned out? Or is it about freedom? Is it about letting go, wanting the absolute best for someone and for yourself, even if it means shattering every single expectation you ever had?
So, the goddess Pele shows up and just lays the final choice out for Ailani, plain and simple. Option 1, a mortal life with Alamea. He gets the girl, the family, the simple human joys he always thought he wanted. The price? He has to forget the forest, the magic, and the god, forever. Option 2, an immortal love with Ah, a future of magic and transformation, but also loneliness. He becomes a legend, but he loses his entire mortal life, the life he wanted versus the love he never could have imagined.
And his decision, it changes everything. He looks at the life he always expected and the love he never imagined, and he makes his choice. He chooses transformation. He chooses magic. He chooses the lonely god waiting for him in the heart of the forest. He chooses to stay.
And this choice, it's huge. It doesn't just affect him and Ea. It sends these ripples out, fulfilling that ancient prophecy in a way that literally no one could have seen coming. And it completely transforms what a happy ending looks like for every single person in this story. I mean, think about Alamea. Because Ailani's choice sets her free, she finally gets to define her own life. She was never a prize to be won. Now she's healed, she's whole, and she chooses adventure for herself. She sails away to figure out who she is when she's not just someone's obligation or a village tragedy. Ailani's choice gave her the freedom to write her own story.
And as for Ailani and Ah, well, they begin their impossible, beautiful love story. They literally become a bridge between the mortal and the divine worlds. Just two souls figuring out how to love each other without a map, without any rules or precedent. And that, it turns out, was the real meaning of the prophecy all along.
So the ultimate theme of this story, the big takeaway, is this idea of ka mana o ke aloha, which means the power of love. And the book really reframes love, doesn't it? It's not just this passive feeling that happens to you. It's an active, courageous choice. It's something you choose to do every single day over and over again, especially when it's hard.
And that leaves us with one final, powerful question from the book. And it's really a question for all of us. If you had to choose between the life you always expected and a love you never, ever imagined, what story would you be brave enough to live? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you on the next one.